Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Molina Syeda Putri and I'm from class BBEB. In this video, I will show you my informative speech with an outline. And first, I will tell you what the outline of my informative speech. This is the outline of my informative speech. The topic of my informative speech is education. And the first, we have the importance of education in fighting against poverty as a title of the speech. And second, a general purpose is to inspire. And then specific purpose is to inspire listeners to place a high value on education in order to enhance both the welfare of the individual and society at large. And the central idea may help end cycles of poverty by offering possibilities for socio-economic advancement as well as knowledge and skills. The purpose and central idea help the speaker on state target. This is the introduction. The introduction, we have attention material. Like education is the key to overcoming poverty. And a rights-based approach ensures that the impoverished enjoy the same fundamental rights as the rest of society. With this sentence, the speaker grabs attention by describing an interesting choice. And then we have transition, like, first of all, I will tell you what I'm going to talk about today. These transitions are needed between main points. In the introduction, we have orienting material, such as which I read in the journal Science of Administration and Public Policy under the title The Importance of Education in Poverty Eradication in Indonesia. The sentence, audience like to know the source of information. And next, the number of poor people could reach more than 100 million, according to the World Bank. This is a synopsis informs the audience of the topics the speech will discuss. And we have transition, like now we are going to introduce the economic study presented by the expert Amartya Sen and Jeffrey Sachs. These transitions are needed between main points. In the outline of informative speech, we have body, such as since education may improve human capital, offer people additional job options, raise productivity, and raise income, it is seen as a crucial mechanism. The sentence is discussion that supports the main idea or message that the speaker wants to convey. And we have transitions are needed between main points, such as besides that, the International Conference also acknowledged that education is a human right and a global responsibility, and the current economic situation, which prevents many low-income families from being able to fund their children's education, is the primary cause of low involvement in school. And next outline, like in the context of strengthening the foundation of the nation's progress, we cannot ignore the importance of education. The sentence, to reiterate the original context, the speaker must emphasize the importance of education. And we have conclusion. The first one is summary. Like, in the fight against poverty, education is essential. People's chances of landing a respectable job with a high salary can be improved by having access to a high-quality education. The speaker summarized the main points. In this conclusion, we have clincher. Clincher is a statement of the speaker's agreement on the speech topic. Like, I concur that education is essential to reducing poverty because it presents poverty as a serious worldwide issue and highlight the opportunities it provides for people. This is a statement of the speaker's agreement. And we have bibliography. I have Journal of Administration, Science and Public Policy and Journal of the Importance of Education in Reduction of Poverty in Indonesia by ResearchGate. The bibliography lists all sources used to prepare that speech. And the last we have visual aids. I have picture of education in fighting poverty. Okay, that's the outline of my informative speech. And next, I will show you my informative speech. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here to talk about the importance of education in fighting against poverty. Education is the key to overcoming poverty and living a better life. When a person has good and quality access to education, their chances of getting a great career and a high income increase. Thus, education not only creates opportunities for individuals, but also for society as a whole. In this day and age, when poverty remains a major global issue, it is critical that we recognize the importance of education in addressing this difficulty. Ladies and gentlemen, poverty can be viewed from a variety of viewpoints, including quantitative and materialistic ones, and its boundaries vary depending on the perspective employed. It is described as the value to meet a basic standard of living, which includes household goods, per capita spending, health, education, and access to resources. Poverty is characterized by a lack of authority, knowledge, and access to capital and resources. Education is the key to overcoming poverty, and a rights-based approach ensures that the impoverished enjoy the same fundamental rights as the rest of society. First of all, I will tell you what I am going to talk about today, which I read in the journal Science of Administration and Public Policy under the title The Importance of Education in Poverty Eradication in Indonesia. The 1997 to 1999 economic crisis in Indonesia increased poverty to 23.4%. Then, in 2019, there were up to 25 million individuals in Indonesia living below the poverty line. Poverty in Indonesia is measured by per capita monthly spending of 425,000 rupees. According to the World Bank, the poor population could number more than 100 million people. Poverty in Indonesia is a big issue. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to introduce the economic study presented by the experts Amartya Sen and Jeffrey Sachs. They emphasize the connection between enduring poverty and the constraint placed on personal liberties by the political structure. The employment of human capital development initiative, mostly in the areas of health and education, as seen in China and India, is acknowledged as a successful means of addressing poverty. Since education may improve human capital, offer people additional job options, raise productivity, and raise income, it is seen as a crucial mechanism. Besides that, the International Conference also acknowledged that education is a human right and a global responsibility. It also has a plan to lower poverty in Indonesia by lowering social prejudice and increasing educational possibilities. The current economic situation, which prevents many low-income families from being able to fund their children's education is the primary cause of low involvement in school. In the context of strengthening the foundation of the nation's progress, we cannot ignore the importance of education. In addition, basic education is considered an important foundation for overcoming poverty, while secondary education should also be on to urgent national agenda. Improved education service should be used to build quality human resources. In overcoming poverty, education has a very important role, and the government needs to make systematic efforts in implementing programs to equalize and expand access to education. The completion of the ninth year compulsory education is one of the steps in overcoming poverty, with the government having to provide fair and equitable education service to residents who face economic and socio-cultural barriers. In the fight against poverty, education is essential. People's chances of landing a respectable job with a high salary can be improved by having access to a high quality education. In addition, efforts to develop human capital, particularly in the areas of health and education, are acknowledged as successful ways to combat poverty. The implementation of programs aimed at eliminating poverty and increasing access to education requires a methodical effort on the part of government. I concur that education is essential to reducing poverty because it presents poverty as a serious worldwide issue and highlights the opportunities it provides for people. This proclamation highlights the role the education plays in enabling people and communities to break the cycle of poverty by ensuring that everyone has equal access to high-quality education and rights. Let us, in closing, come together to strengthen our dedication to enhancing everyone's access to and quality of education. By providing high-quality education, we can combat poverty and give everyone in the community and each individual the chance to have a better future. Since we can only affect lasting, inclusive change for everyone with the knowledge and skills we possess. Let's make education our main tool in the battle against poverty. That's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.